Hi folks, my name's Andy and this is my 1970 Morris Traveller. It's running the original 1098cc A-Series engine. It's the original engine from 1970. It's had just unleaded cylinder head put on it, but apart from that it's standard. It's got 140,000 miles in it, doesn't use any oil. Running all the basic simple electrics, the original brakes. I find that they work really well in traffic. The front of the RAC badge is an original thing. It came on the vehicle when I bought it. I bought it in 1991. This car started life as a vet's car. It was used in Bideford in Devon from 1970 till 1988 when the vet retired and scrapped the car. The car then sat in a friend's backyard from 1988 to 1991 where he stripped it into little bits and then put them all in apple boxes, and I bought it from him in 1991 and put it back together and drove it to go to uni, and I love it. I think it's certainly the best car I've ever owned. Now the unique thing about the Morris Traveller, as you're probably aware, is that it's the back half is all English ash, and the ash is structural. It forms both the rear doors and the rear side compartments. All the metal pieces in the side of the ash are aluminium, which have no structural value. If you look inside here, you can see that underneath the floor is the spare wheel compartment, which is where you can keep your tools and so on, of course. There's a very large load bay in the Traveller, which is really handy. The back seats both fold down. The inside is also finished in ash, although these panels are just screwed in, they're not actually structural. In the UK, where this vehicle came from, the MOT, or the equivalent of the RTA vehicle inspections, actually have to check the ash, and they're looking for things like wetness, staining and so on, and if the ash is actually soft, the vehicle is no longer considered to be roadworthy because it actually forms a structural part of the car. Now this vehicle was imported by myself in 2003. I've been living in Australia for a couple of years. It sat in a barn and I decided to bring it out. For those that are interested, it cost me about a little over $3,000, including all the import duties to get it from the docks in London to the docks in Sydney, including having it inspected and so on. It's pretty standard. The wheels are Austin Healey Sprite rims, and they have Morris 1100 hubcaps, which kind of gives you the illusion of looking a bit like the right wheel, but for those that know, they're 13-inch, not 14-inch rims, with a 165 tyre, which is thicker and smaller than the standard Morris rim. The Traveller is, from here forward, the same as a two-door saloon. The doors, the dash and the front end are identical. From here back is completely a unique item for the Traveller. The roof, and as I mentioned, the panels and wings and timber work are all unique, which made these very expensive. They were the most expensive Morrises during the production run, and also the last Morris to be discontinued. The way these used to be built was the front half and the chassis were assembled at the Morris Motors Works in Oxford, and then they were driven about 25 miles to the timber yard, where the carpenters would actually assemble and put on the timber frame before the roof was painted separately to the rest of the car so that the guttering could be done. The interior on this car is a little different. The seats are from a Peugeot 205 GTI. They actually haven't lasted as well as the rest of the car. They're only 15 years old. But they're comfortable and they're a lot more supportive than the original Morris items, which when I bought this had been eaten by rats, so they really couldn't go back in. The original 4-speed box is there. You can see the shifter. The late model dashboard was not typical of any vehicles found in Australia. They actually brought that in 1964 and or 63 model year rather, and that was the year they stopped importing the Morris Minor into Australia, so they're not usually found in Australia with this dash. If you see one like this, it's almost always a personal import. Also has the late model steering wheel, which was found on the later model Minis as well. Just a couple of other things. As I mentioned, they stopped importing the Morris Minor in 1963, which means that all the ones sold here new had the 948cc engine in as standard. This vehicle has the 1098, which was the last series fitted from 1963 through to the very last few in 1971. Anyway, that's my Morris Minor. I hope you like it. I love it. I drive it every day and it's my most prized friend. See ya.